Afrika muziki na mopa maisha ni ya ghetto msaliti ni petro sheria mna kwao wazimu pia na hao furaha sio mfano kabila ni kwao na kadiri na shika kwa mashabiki waje kuziki mnafiki mnafiki muda mna wiki mna himziki split ni mki kutafuta ziki kwa makini polisi sala chima la silly filmi
Don't you know we're talking about a revolution song? Don't you know? Everybody hearing it, you got to learn how to sing it. I said, revolution song. Don't you know? Talking about a revolution.
When soul singer and black activist Sam Cooke wrote the lyrics to his song, A Change Is Gonna Come, it was very direct and to the point. With some changes to it, the song was still digestible. In the year 2019, black folks continue to go through the change rather than direct the change. A community activist named Taalik Ibn'rad has made an appeal similar to what Sam Cooke was asking for. A change. It's said that the meek shall inherit the earth. We ask when. When will the landlords give the meek a free lease? Mr. Ibn'rad is humbly asking for the state of Mississippi. President Trump has already had sit-downs with the wrong representatives of the black community. How about a real discussion with a true grassroots African American? Join and organize Operation Exodus Mississippi today, or become a supporter.
Yes. I want that. Oh, I need that. Gots to have that. I love my I love my thing.
Message. Hey, my brother, you know I had to call you and thank you personally again. I cannot describe to you how happy I was to meet you in person, finally. That was just like amazing.
Good day, everybody. How are you? Morning Talks with Ro is right around the corner. Good morning, everybody. How are you? Who's ready for Morning Talks with Ro? Good morning, everybody. How are you? Happy Monday. Are you ready? Morning Talks with Ro is right around
drop
the
in
corner.
and leave you with something tangible to work with and practice, because some of the things you're going to hear right on a regular basis, but if you're not practicing it, it doesn't make it real. It doesn't settle in as wisdom, right? It doesn't serve you the way that it could serve you if you use the tools. You got to work this stuff. It's one thing to talk about it, right? It's one thing to be lip service. It's another thing to actually implement this into your life. Good day, everybody. How you doing? Coach Ro checking in. 90 words to your breakthrough. So today's word is recharge. It is almost that time again. Every month I do a 3-day liquid fast where I just pause from taking in solid foods so that the body can benefit in so many ways. One way, of course, is that when the body is not concerned about breaking down food and using the energy for that, it can then take that very valuable energy and take it to other places in the body where it can use healing. It's also good for a spiritual pause. It's good to fast from people or things. You can do a digital cleanse. That's something else I'll be doing on this fast this time around, where I turn off all electronic devices, no texting, no emails, no social media, no web surfing, no nothing. It's out of here, right? So it is always good to just pause so that you can recharge and become an even greater version of yourself. Here's to your breakthrough. Good day, everybody. How you doing? Coach Ro checking in. 90 words to your breakthrough. So today's word is dig. You know, there are things that can happen in our lives that we may deem to be negative, bad, terrible even, right? It can be so challenging to get by or to find a way to process it all. And I have found that over time, just observing other people and even observing myself, if you search for it, if you dig for it, there is good, there is gain that you can get from that experience, even if it's showing you what not to do. So, you know, maybe you witness something or you experience something that you feel is really not cool, not good. But maybe it's showing you the path not to go down. Maybe it's showing you choices you don't want to make. Maybe it's showing you how not to treat someone. Even when we are mourning the loss of a loved one, we can dig for the good in their legacy. What did they leave behind? Dig. Here's to your breakthrough. Good day, everybody. How you doing? Coach Ro checking in. 90 words to your breakthrough. So today's word is space. You know, I was thinking about this word and I was like, this could be an interesting word to show how it can empower us. Who needs to take some space away from something or someone or just a situation so that you can gather your thoughts, get more clarity? And I'm not saying use this as an excuse to like walk out on a relationship. If you feel like you gotta go ahead and have the courage to say this is no longer working. We need to go ahead and move our separate ways. But I do believe that you can take space even with your partner just to make sure that you're not overreacting, just to make sure that you're able to gather some peace before you say the next word. Or maybe when you're at work and you feel overwhelmed, maybe you want to just step away, have a tea break, go walk down the street or in the park that's not too far away. Give yourself some space if you need it. Space. Here's to your breakthrough. What up, everybody? How you doing? Coach Ro checking in. 90 words to your breakthrough. So today's word is impulse. So an impulse is a sudden urge to do something, right? It's a trigger. So we could be impulsive about a lot of things. We may be impulsive about our spending, right? You may pick up something that you don't need. You know it's not in the budget, but you're going to deal with the consequences later. Or you may be impulsive about how you respond to something emotionally. Maybe you get angry quickly or frustrated quickly and it's been affecting your relationships and you keep doing it over and over and over again because you're impulsive about it. We could be impulsive about what we eat. Sometimes you may eat things that maybe aren't in your best interest, you know, but because you're impulsive, you don't check yourself and you eat it anyway. So are your impulses working for you or against you? Because of course, impulse can propel you towards your goal, but it can also take you away from achieving your goals. Impulse. Here's to your breakthrough.
Where you at? Hey! Y'all ready to level up with Morning Talks with Ro? Here we go. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Free your mind.
Oh, wow. It's just amazing to me. I really get these folks angry. I really get them upset. My subscribers, they go up and they go down. A lot of these people really don't know how I roll. So I might say something that they think is pro-black and they think I'm a pro-black guy and they subscribe. Then they hear me talk about how whacked out pro-black folks are. Then they then they unsubscribe. They hear me talk, and I guess I sound pretty decent. Then I talk against God, unsubscribe. Woo! That just goes to show you
Speed warning.
how confused, and these people do their research. Hey, how you doing there, Tom? That goes to show you, I guess these people don't do their research. They don't get their information. You know, they just subscribe to people because somebody sounds good, but they really don't know nothing about them. Then when they say something they don't like, then they unsubscribe. So wishy-washy. A lot of these folks that talk about me, remember, they was on my platform, they was with me. Some of them thought they were going to convert me. Oh yeah, I just left Georgia. I just left Georgia about a week ago. Some of these people think they are real slick, and I guess they are. They think I'm real weak. They think they are very, very intelligent and smart. They're going to convert me. But when they see they can't convert me, then I'm a Uncle Tom, I'm a coon. I easily smash all their arguments, all their belief systems. They don't like that because they think they are really, really smart. They think they are very, very intelligent. Yeah, I was, yeah. Actually, yeah, I know. Yeah, I know it's buffering, yeah. We're gonna work through this. It's not, it comes back pretty quick. The buffering comes back pretty quick. So, that's neither here or there. Until you accept reality, until you embrace the man in the mirror, you're gonna always have a problem with somebody or something, because even in your religious teachings, it says, what was in the dark shall come into the light. And that's what is happening, whether you like it or not. See, the problem is, these people think they have found the light. You have not found the light. You are still in the dark. That's why you said you're black. You're black first, RBG, you blackity black. Black is darkness, so clearly you must still be in the dark. You have yet to come out the light. And you will continue to get your ass whooped by those who are coming out of the darkness. You are dead, mentally dead for the second time. You talk about how the white man caused us to be mentally dead, and now you're dead a second time, put to sleep by your attempt to leave that grave. The only thing you did was go into a deeper coma. That's the only thing that you've done. These pro-black, blackity black, comedic, first black art. Let me see if I can get there before technical difficulties get really, really terrible. These people being angry at me, that sounds like a personal problem to me. I don't have nothing to do with it. be angry at those in darkness. Gave you artificial light. They gave you light. It's artificial. Light that's not real. Sort of like, you remember those glow-in-the-dark tattoos. You have to put your tattoo up to the to a light bulb, turn the light out. That's black conscience. Black conscience, black first, unapologetically black,
Speed warning.
Kemetic Hebrew, all this Nation of Islam, all this black stuff.
Speed warning.
As I was saying, all this black conscious stuff is artificial light. If it was real light, then it would cause life, L-I-F-E, like the sun. The sun causes life. You don't see that coming from all this blackity black stuff. Artificial light. It's not real. You can grow plants in artificial light, but it's not like the light from the sun, the real light. Artificial light can never be like the real thing. Moving along, right before Dr. King was assassinated, I believe that he was planning and working on a project, the Poor People's March.
Speed warning.
And prior to his assassination, Dr. King took a tour, and I believe it was Mississippi. Mississippi always come up. I believe it was Mississippi. Dr. King, no bodyguards, just him and his usual entourage. I think Andrew Young was there, Ralph Abernathy, those people who was assisting Dr. King. They went to do a tour of and visit the poor in Mississippi. I think that was Mississippi. I'm not sure. It was terrible. It was terrible how our brothers and sisters were living in 1967 or early 1968, because this was prior to Dr. King's assassination. The president, after Dr. King's assassination, I don't know if President Johnson was talking about it, but he had declared a war on poverty.
Speed warning.
And after the murder of Dr. King, this march, they went on to have the Poor People's March, the Poor People's Campaign. But it was not, after his assassination, it was not at the magnitude
Speed warning.
that was expected. Probably because of the mourning, the grieving, and the loss of Dr. King himself. But after they did that, there was no more talk about the poor.
Speed warning.
President Johnson launched a war on poverty. Well, I don't know what happened. It's quite clear that President Johnson lost the war because we have more homeless people on the street. We have more poverty than ever before. than it was in the 1960s. Just in the Los Angeles area, you have so many homeless people. The population is large enough to fill a city. So I'm listening to, I'm not into politics, but sometimes I listen to President Trump and I listen to these Democrats who want his job, and I just listen to YouTube in general. I don't hear any voices that speak for the poor. I grew up poor.
Speed warning.
And I am standing on a banana peel at any time. I know I could be poor, easily be poor. It don't take much. The loss of a job, you get sick, because I don't have any wealth that backs me up. Most of us don't have wealth to back us up. Thank you, Brother Tom. When I was a little boy, I didn't know what poor was. I was quite happy in my little ragged jean outfit, ragged shoes.
Speed warning.
I didn't worry about being poor because there was plenty to eat. I never knew what it was to go hungry. Even when
Speed warning.
when my mother moved us out of the rural area and we moved into sort of like the city. Some of y'all might know about this. The only thing in our refrigerator was Miracle Whip and white bread. Now I'm gonna tell you, now quite honestly, that was a good tasting sandwich to me. I'm not gonna even lie.
Speed warning.
Miracle Whip and white bread, that was a good sandwich. When I was a little boy, I wasn't really a eater anyway. I didn't really eat a lot of crap anyway. But I used to love tomatoes and corn, anything that you could find in the local garden. Green beans, you know, things of that nature. So I really was living off what people was growing in their gardens. I dig up a turnip, eating turnips and sweet potatoes and whatever that was growing in the garden, that's what I was living off of. I don't know nothing about, I was poor, but I don't know nothing about being starving. You have people in this country that's starving. So you have President Trump and you have this Elijah Cummings guy going back and forth talking about how bad things are for immigrants on the border and how bad things are in Baltimore, but in the United States in general, you have United States citizens who are starving. I'm not talking about hungry. I'm talking about they are going through starvation. They are having problems finding something to eat. United States citizens. And the Republican Party and the Democratic Party, both of them are going to spend millions and millions of dollars on a party trying to secure the seat of the presidency, who's not going to do a damn thing for the poor in this country. Who's going to speak for the poor? Like I said, I was poor. I grew up poor. It was no big deal to me as a child. I could care less. I was happy being poor. I was born in Mississippi, raised in Mississippi. In 1988, I moved back to Mississippi, and I lived there for 2 years. And then I moved back to the north, or the Midwest. When I first moved to Jackson, Mississippi, I just wanted to learn learn the place, see what was happening. I got in my car and just started cruising. That's all I did. I just wanted to learn, just go up and down the streets and learn, my new surroundings. And I was in the city. I was in downtown Jackson. This is 1988, y'all. This is the 80s. So I'm driving, and I'm going outside the city, and I thought I had went to sleep and was dreaming. And the reason I thought I was dreaming is because I could have swore I was back in the 1960s. I was looking at houses that remind you of slave shacks. And they were standing on concrete. Difficulty. This is the 1980s. Okay. This is the 1980s. I'll repeat myself because of the buffering. I'm not repeating myself because like Umar Johnson, some of these folks. I'm repeating myself because of the technical difficulty.
Speed warning.
This is the 1980s. And this place looked horrible. I couldn't believe it. I thought I was in a dream. Our people in the 1980s still living like this, still impoverished. Who's gonna speak for the poor? They can drop bombs on Iraq, Iran, Afghanistan. They want to drop bombs on North Korea. They want to drop bombs on Iran.
Speed warning.
But they have nothing for the poor. Their own citizens. I have a relative who is who works for the state welfare system. And they was given a special assignment, which was out of town. They asked me to, did I mind running with them? So I rode with them. This special assignment. I don't know what that assignment was. But it was to another welfare office, and the only people there was white folks, Caucasian people, pink people, whatever you want to call, whatever you want to say. That's all. In fact, if you don't know it by now, the majority of people on welfare are Caucasian people. That's the majority of people on welfare. But for me, I don't care who is on welfare. It's just sad to see that you have to go through that. I don't think there's no human being that really wants handouts, welfare. Not really. The reality is, if you are a single woman with children, you will do better. This is just the reality of it. You will be better. You will do better on the welfare roll than trying to work a job, because at least you get food stamps, you get a little money, and you get medical help.
Speed warning.
On these jobs, you don't get a damn thing. When you get the minimum wage, you can't take care. You can barely take care of yourself making the minimum wage, let alone talking about you have children. But this is how many Americans are living. And the day is going to come when all this is going to... And I know some of you might be happy and make mockery of black folks on welfare. Yeah, they need to work. You have people that work every day. They have jobs. They work 40 hours a day. Homeless. Barely can pay their bills. Because the system in the United States, you don't get paid for your labor, what you work.
Speed warning.
They must work themselves to death. 2 and 3 jobs. Then by the time you're my age, a lot of these people, they... Are you serious? There's nobody in their right mind. Why do you think people really want to work? They don't want to work because you're not getting paid nothing. Look at the cost of living. Oh, but you have a decent job, so you can run around with your arrogant, stuck-up ass self and talk about people.
Speed warning.
Because you're not in their shoes. You have people that's doing real work, and not getting paid nothing. But then you have football players and entertainers that ain't doing no damn real work. Get paid thousands of dollars. Woo, it's coming. I might not live to see it. All this got to come to an end. Because if you're poor,
speed warning.
What you got to lose? If you're poor and the poor outnumber the rich and the middle class, you don't have a damn thing to lose. I say you organize and take it. That's what I say.
Speed warning.
You take it. Like they did in France. Like they did in Russia. It got to the point where the poor couldn't take it no more. What you got to lose? You starving. You're welcome. We don't have nothing to lose. Take it. Take it from these suckers. Put yourself in power.
Speed warning.
And don't you become like them. You have nothing to lose. You're already starving. You're already suffering. The poor outnumber the middle class and the rich and the sons and daughters are in the military. They're not going to kill you. They're going to join you. Hell with the Republicans, the hell with the Democrats, and all these suckers. The hell with YouTube. Let me tell y'all something. YouTube don't give a damn about the poor. Because the poor, if you're poor, you can't donate to go. Buffering really bad. Basically, I was done with our talk. I just wanted to bring up that on YouTube,
Warning.
these people aren't interested in the poor. I very much doubt that the real poor, the poor, don't have access to YouTube. So the poor is not going to donate
Speed warning.
to your GoFundMe, your Cash App, and all these, the poor, all these people begging for money on social media, they have no use for the poor. They talk
Warning.
or pick up or mention the poor. Hey, what's up there, Brother Micah? The Mississippi campaign,
Speed warning.
within the Mississippi campaign, we intend to begin with solving the homeless problem, the poor, the problems of the poor in that
Speed
state.
warning.
Free your mind.
Joining me on the panel is my sister, Sister Noble, and then, of course, Brother Taalik. I want to welcome both of them to the panel. And let me say my little thing, and I'll turn it over to my panel. Of course, sisters first. As always, sisters first on here. I just wanted to say real quick to bring my talk to conclusion from part one. I just wanted to add, and I was talking about, excuse me, hold up.
Are you on your YouTube channel?
Yeah,
Let me go see the video. On what channel, what page are you on?
Reality's Temple.
Okay,
You know, not internet ministry, just Reality's Temple.
okay. Reality,
Let me just,
okay. Okay, reality temple on earth, right?
right. No internet
Okay.
ministry.
Okay, reality temple on earth.
Yeah, the channel where you commented last time, the last comment you made.
Right.
Matter of fact, you came to my live stream
Yeah,
on that
yeah.
channel. Yeah.
Okay, reality temple. Okay, let's see.
So I just wanted to say I was making a mention of YouTube and the people on YouTube and the poor. All of these content creators who are asking for money, of course, they don't give a damn about the poor. The poor cannot give to your Cash App. The poor cannot give to your GoFundMe. In fact, the poor are wanting to ask you for help, but the poor, most poor people that I know that's impoverished, they're not going to have access to the internet because the internet, my friends, is not free, right? It's not free. You have an internet bill that you have to pay. So clearly, we have so many people, all of us that's on social media. We are paying an internet bill. We can afford to pay an internet bill. So that means even though we might be poor ourselves, but there's a difference between, there's different levels of being poor. Because some of us, we're poor, but we can scratch out enough so that we can pay that internet bill. we are able to scratch out enough where we can go, we go to the movies. You poor, but you can, you can get that extra, instead of that $2 hamburger, you can stretch out and get that $6 hamburger. I'm talking about there's a class of people in the United States right now that are poor. They're not hungry. There are a lot of children in this country who are starving right now. Who is to speak for them? I'm listening to the Democrats, the Republicans, President Bush. I'm listening to YouTubers talking about every damn thing except the poor. Because the poor, and nobody really interested in the poor because they can't do a damn thing for you. You only want to talk to those who you think can give you a couple of dollars. Give to my GoFundMe, my Cash App, those who can afford the internet. What about those? What about those who can't afford the internet? You have somebody, one of our leaders, one of our examples, the people that get really, really angry when I talk about him, the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan. Next year, Savior's Day will be in Detroit, and Minister Farrakhan is now charging everybody. You have to buy a ticket to go see him speak. Savior's Day was always free. So the poor, the downtrodden, the original members of the Nation of Islam was the poor. The drug dealers, the prostitutes, the riffraff of the community. That was the Nation of Islam. Didn't have a damn dime in their pocket, suffering. And now the poor, by Minister Farrakhan, is being denied the word of God. Oh, sister, I know Sister Noble, she got to talk about this, because we was just talking about a preacher, a pastor, because you don't have no money, you're not giving. So the responsibility of the pastor or the preacher is to give out the word of God, but the pastors and the preachers, as you know, more interested in money and material gain than the saving of their souls. So Minister Farrakhan is not going to speak out for the poor. I don't never hear in none of his speeches where he talk about or make reference to the poor. Brother Ben is not going to talk about the poor, because the poor cannot invest in businesses. Umar Johnson about the poor. The poor cannot invest in FDMG, whatever, what Frederick. Okay. You got ADOS, Yvette Carnell. She's not talking about the poor. See, because the poor can't help no damn body. The poor do not have what those people called lobbyists. The poor don't have any lobbyists to speak to the Congress people. So the poor don't have a voice. So who's gonna speak? All these people talking about they represent and want better for the country and the citizens, and they don't like slavery and all this stuff. But here you have a group of citizens who just in the Los Angeles area, and I don't give a damn about what color you are. Nobody in America, as rich as it is and wealthy as it is, nobody in America should be on welfare. Nobody should be homeless. No children should be starving in America. But it is. And you still have this greedy little tiny group of folks that control all the wealth. How long? I'm saying, because I'm not moving, so the connection is pretty good. I don't know. Technical difficulties, but all over this country, it's not about color. All over this country, you can go to any of these welfare offices and you see people of all races. And like I said in part one, to do with people being lazy. You have people who work every damn day and homeless and barely making it, living from paycheck to paycheck. And we tolerate this. How can we tolerate this? And many of you laughing and you make mockery and you doing well yourself, so you're going to sit around with your self-righteous ass and you're going to tell poor people and those who aren't aren't living good as you, well, get another job, more education, and all your damn excuses until it's your turn. Because many of you are very close to many of you are barely making it really. The only thing it takes is job loss. The only thing it takes is a sickness. It don't take a whole lot, and you don't really have the wealth to back you up. You be on the welfare line yourself. I mean, for an example, look what happened just recently when the government shut down. A lot of those people that work for the government wanted to go on welfare, but they couldn't. Because once that income stopped, they don't have no backup. They could easily be, all of them people could have easily been out on the damn street. It's not a laughing matter. It's not nothing to joke about. It's serious business. It's somebody else today. It could easily be you tomorrow. We're self-righteous and we're greedy. We only think about ourselves. I know how it feels to be hungry, eating a mayonnaise sandwich, which I told you it was pretty good, really. I was a child at the time. Man, Miracle Whip and white bread tasted pretty good to me at the time. It was all good. But see, I was a child. It was much different. I'm grown now. I look at things, you know, you are an adult now. Children can handle the suffering, I think, easier than adults, unless some of y'all are poor or barely making it, and you spoiling the hell out of your children. And they are looking for material things. They have a rude awakening when they won't be able to maintain the way that you've been spoiling them. They don't appreciate a damn thing. You sitting around suffering, trying to get them Jordan shoes and the latest clothes. You can't sit down with your children and explain to them, we are not rich. We cannot, hey, what's up there, Syrian? We are not rich. We can't afford this. But you want to sit around here and your children, you act like your children is your slave master, and you working 2 or 3 jobs. You're not being honest with your family, and y'all struggling, doing all this stuff. That's not the way to live. It's not the way to live in this country. So who will speak for the poor? The poor at this time have no voice. The president is not speaking for the poor. YouTubers damn sure ain't speaking for the poor. They begging for money every goddamn day. Who gonna speak for those who have no voice? Well, I have a little voice thanks to YouTube because I can afford the internet bill. So I guess I'll put my little something out there. And on that note, I'm really done. I have my panelists here, and we're gonna start the ball rolling with my beautiful sister, Sister Nova. I want to welcome Sister Nova to the panel.
Yeah. I mean, that was powerful, you know.
Thank you, man.
But I was thinking about what a friend of mine, you know, a church brother, called and told me, you know, about what Pastor was talking about this past Sunday. You know, she said folks ain't giving enough tithes in the church. You know, she's asking for $10,000 a week. You know, she says they get about 4,000 or 5,000 a week in tithes and offerings, but she is looking for 10,000 a week. Huh. And she said some very offensive things, according to my church brother, you know, who called and told me about what she said. You know, it was offensive to him. You know, he said, you know, that she made comments about folks coming to church, taking up air and space, and you know, in the church, you know, basically you're not paying tithes, so you're just taking up air and space in the church. And if you don't like what I'm saying, then you can leave. You know, you know, just those type of comments, and he was offended, you know, by the comments. I wasn't there, you know. I hadn't been to church in about 2.5 months, probably over 2.5 months now. But he was offended, and I thought about that. You know, I thought about the fact that it's a church full of poor people.
Yes.
And you know, it's a lot of those people. I tell you, a lot of them can't even they can't even afford to go on the church cruises that they have twice a year. A lot of them. I would love to go. I wanted to go more often with the church on the cruises that they have twice a year, but I wasn't able.
Yeah.
The last cruise I went on was 2015 into 2016. That was the last church cruise that I've been on. I hadn't been able to go anywhere, obviously, since then. But I just thought about the fact that I'm struggling.
Yes.
You know, I'm struggling financially, and I've had to get help. I've had to ask for help.
Yeah.
I've had to rely on somebody else to help me to get by, because otherwise I would have been shit out of luck.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I lost a good paying job in 2017 with a law firm. I would have been shit out of luck. I'm just gonna be honest. If I hadn't had some help, some monetary help.
Yes, ma'am.
And, you know, and I'm just like, I'm offended by the comments that was made this past Sunday, because you just don't really know what a person is going through. You know, you really don't know what somebody is dealing with economically. And for you to get up there and berate people because they don't have the money to give to your church, you know, you don't know what people are going through.
Yes.
And, you know, it really should have been a private matter.
Right.
It should have stayed a private matter. She should have called people to the back, asked them why they cannot pay their tithes and offerings. And she probably would have got some answers that would have blew her away. I mean, I'm going to be honest. The answers probably would have blew her away as to why some of those people cannot pay their money to the church. Why they can't give the money that she's looking for.
Mm-hmm.
You know, because I know for a fact that a lot of those things in that goddamn church are poor as fuck.
Mm-hmm.
And they probably making, I'm sorry, I'm just gonna be honest, they poor as fuck. They probably making under $20,000 a year. A lot of them, okay?
Yeah.
And they goddamn children. I don't have any children. I'm by myself.
Yeah.
They got children, a lot of those individuals in the church that she was talking about this past Sunday, not paying their tithes and offerings in the church. You know, and she said something about, you know, folks got zeros by their names. Well, find out why the fuck they ain't been paying their tithes and offerings. I'm sure they got good stories to fucking tell you. Because a lot of folks just don't have it like that. They don't have it. I mean, you look at folks and you think, ain't nothing going on with this person. Yeah, some people can put on a good front.
Yeah.
They can put on a good front. They can come to church and pretend like everything is just so wonderful.
Do it all the time.
You know, and they just doing so great. But I'm telling you now, you'd be surprised if you had some of those stories that them saints. You'd be surprised if you just sat down and listened to folks and let them explain to you what they actually been going through, what they actually been dealing with. You know, instead of assuming that everything is great.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, don't assume anything. Don't assume nothing. Don't assume that folks got all this money to give you. Because a lot of times they don't.
Yes.
And, you know, and you know, I mean, I'm not going to give money to the church and not pay my light bill.
Right.
I'm not going to give my money and be in a situation where I can't pay my gas bill. I'm just not going to do that. You know, I'm not going to give money to the church and I can't even feed myself the next few days or the next week or two. You know? I'm just not going to do that. Most folks ain't going to do that. You know, it's you know, because we have a survival instinct.
Yeah, right.
You know,
right.
we have a survival instinct. You know, so I'm just tripping about that. I'm still tripping off of that because, and it's not funny. It's not funny because you really don't know what people are going through.
That's right.
You don't know what people have gone through for you to get out and make comments like that, because I'm just saying, you know, I'm saying that I've been dealing with some stuff.
Yes.
It's not just about the money. money. It's about other shit that's been going on. It ain't just about finances all the time. It's about other stuff. You know? And it's kind of like, damn, I mean, everybody, not trying to make you feel bad for being poor.
Right.
Trying to make you feel bad because you ain't got it.
Right.
But damn, turn your God, pray to this motherfucker, ask him to give everybody in the church a job or to run out a goddamn business loan so they can open up a fucking business and be a successful business owner. Pray to this God that you say is in the blessing business. Pray to him. Ask him to give every goddamn body, adults in that church at least, something, making at least $60,000 or more per year.
Mm-hmm.
If money is all that important to you, pray to your God for him to bless everybody in the church. Everybody. Everybody. If money is so important to you.
Right.
You need all this money, pray. Have faith in God like you tell everybody else. Pray and have faith in God. Because you said he was in the blessing business. He blesses and he had no sorrow. You said, if you abide by me, that's what they said, if you abide by me and all that, then you'll have what you asked for. That's what I was told.
Uh-huh.
If you abide by me and in me, if you abide in me, if you abide in Christ, you'll have what you asked for. That's what they told me. That's what I was told.
Mm-hmm.
I was told, that if I live right, and I do right, and I live by the word of God, God will bless me. That's what I was led to believe. I was led to believe that for a long time. A long time. But goddamn it, where's the blessing?
Huh.
Where's my fucking blessing? Where is it?
I would tell you.
Instead of folks berating folks for not being able to give their money to the church or not being able to pay tithes and offerings, well, damn, bring them to the back, ask them why. I'm sure they'll tell you. And she might not want to hear what they got to say, but I'm sure they'll tell you.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sure they'll tell her the truth as to why they can't pay it. She might not want to hear it, though. She might not want to hear it. But they'll tell her the truth at least.
Yes.
So, I'm just like, I'm just, first of all, that's no way to talk to people.
No, it's not.
If you need some assistance or some extra money for whatever reason, you need to ask the members. Ask the members. I need everybody in here to give X number of dollars because we need such and such and this and that need to be done. And, don't get up in front of the church and just talk about folks badly to the point where they just don't want to come to church no more after you do that.
Uh-huh. I have a comment in
Don't get up in the church and just talk about folks because they can't afford to give all this money to you. But that's not fair.
Mm-hmm.
Don't know what folks going through.
You don't.
It's not fair. It's not right.
And that's the reason why I chose this topic, because I know myself. I could easily be that, and I was that on many occasions. In 1994, the beginning of 1994, I had 1 penny to my name. In 1994, 1 penny. So I know how that goes. I'm offended myself by what the pastor did.
Yeah, I'm offended by it.
I'm offended.
You know, because I'm just, I tell you, I'm offended because I've been going through some shit. Shit. Yeah, I'm offended. I'm fucking offended by that.
Yeah.
Because I've been going through some stuff. Okay?
I have a
and I'm just like, I'm just right now, I'm just fucking irritated by it.
Yes, I know.
You know, I mean, you know, even with the comments about folks going to hell, and I mean, damn, what are we not going to hell for? That's what I want to know.
Right.
Why are we not going to hell for? You're going to hell with every goddamn thing. You're going to hell without paying the tithes. You're going to hell without going to church. You're going to hell for fornicating. You're going to hell for lying. You're going to hell for killing. Damn. You're going to hell for cursing. You're going to hell for saying shit. Just anything. You're going to hell for just everything.
Listening to the wrong music, watching the wrong television show.
I mean, you're going to hell. Exactly. You're going to hell for everything. Damn. What are we not going to hell for? Shit.
Hey, sister.
I'm just right now. I just want to let it all out. I just been holding this frustration.
Yeah.
You know, just holding this frustration.
I have a comment, and we talked about this earlier, and you can respond.
Yeah.
It's the usual. It's the usual comeback that they always say. You know, when you're doing bad, you're not living right. You're doing something wrong.
I know, blame the victim. I know.
Yeah, blame the victim. Yeah, I know.
Blame the victim. I know.
And I can guarantee you, like we was talking about, I guarantee you, see, people that say that, most of the time, they're doing all right. You know, they have decent jobs. You know, they get 3 meals a day. You know, they living pretty cool.
You can go on cruises twice a year.
Yeah.
Blame the victim. You know? Of course I ain't living right.
Yeah, you're not living right.
It's always, yeah, I know.
All the poor people, all the poor Christians that's suffering ain't living right.
Yeah, they ain't living right.
They're not sincere. They really don't believe.
Exactly. They ain't living right, exactly.
You know, blame the victim.
You know, never mind the fact that I gave up fucking and having sex. Never mind that.
Uh-huh.
Okay, never mind the fact that I gave up my life. Don't worry about that. Never mind all the other times that I was got a goddamn thing to the church. Never mind that. Never mind that though. Oh yeah. I didn't get the tithes and offerings to the church.
Mm-hmm.
I just want to squeeze in a comment. I'm gonna let the sister continue. I just want to squeeze in a comment. Preacher from back in the 90s, he wrote a book in the late 1990s condemning LGBT people and people who have sex before marriage and all that.
Yeah.
He's no longer a Christian, and he divorced his wife, but he made millions of dollars off of people reading that bullshit that he put out back in the late 90s. I mean, what about we compensating them? Now that you believe in Christianity, man.
Exactly. No. See, folks don't think about stuff like that.
Yeah.
You know, they don't think about what you have gave up.
Uh-huh.
Oh, you don't think about all you gave up.
Apologizing to the gays.
Yeah.
All that. Well, then give back some of the homosexuals their money that paid for that bullshit.
Exactly.
In that book.
homosexuals going to hell.
Yeah.
I mean, damn. Who ain't going to hell? No, I'm serious. Y'all laughing, but I'm so serious right now. Who ain't going to hell? Because it seems like everything we do is going to take us to hell. Everything we do. Boy, I tell you.
I want to see.
You know, it's just.
I want to see. I just want to see. I just want to see this one person that qualified to go to this heaven. I just want to see him. I don't want to see all of them. I just want to see just one. Just the one person that qualified to go to heaven.
It's crazy.
Because you have to be perfect, and there's nobody perfect.
Man.
I don't even think Jesus himself claimed to be perfect.
They got numerous instances in the Bible where he even cursed at his own mama Mary. Literally cursed at her. Ain't that cursing not a sin? I mean, yeah. Right, is cursing not a sin?
Uh-huh.
I mean, David.
Everything's a sin.
David,
everything is a sin.
Was a murderer. Is that not a sin?
Everything
in the Bible killed somebody. Yeah.
Everything's a sin.
Yeah, so I mean, man, come on.
Didn't Jesus?
Matter of fact, they even say King David was a homosexual his damn self in the Bible.
And I don't know if he was a homosexual. Quite frankly, it don't even matter, because I tell you, it don't even matter. Like, you know, I'm just like tripping off the fact that somebody actually said that we going to hell for not tithing. I'm still tripping off of that.
Going to hell.
I'm still tripping off of that. Like, really?
Like you say, what we ain't going to hell for?
What are we not going to hell for?
Yeah.
Okay, what about all the other tithing I've done? What about that? See what I'm saying? What about that?
Right.
That don't matter.
Right.
That don't count.
That just went out the window. All that was a waste of money. Damn.
I mean, this is crazy. That's all I'm saying. This is crazy.
Hey.
I mean, you know.
I'm gonna tell you.
I'm just tripping. I'm tripping.
Yeah.
Do you know that there are people actually angry at me because instead of begging for money on YouTube, I actually give money away, and I help people. There are people actually angry because I give money away instead of begging for money like the rest of these people. If I know somebody don't got it like that and I can help them, why not help them?
Hey, check this. Hey, dig this here. When the Nation of Islam say charity is about paying the poor rate, but you got Farrakhan telling his ministers, like that sister said last year, to tell people that the mosques is not a
right
charity bank.
Yeah.
You know,
sure did, yeah.
Welfare line.
Right.
Wait a minute, hold on. But I thought charity was about paying the poor rate though. Now you charging niggas to come to Savior's Day too?
Yeah. Always been free. Always.
Always.
Yeah, always. From the very beginning.
You said always has been free?
Matter of fact, the first meetings, the Nation of Islam used to pay people, used to give them $2 to $5 to come to the meetings. They used to pay people to come to the meetings.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Wow.
And now, I don't know what the minimum ticket is, but now you can't even go to Savior's Day. You can't be poor. You can't be broke in order to go to Savior's Day. And the main mission of the church, the main mission of Islam is supposed to be reaching out to the people, saving their soul, making them causing them to turn to Allah and righteous behavior for what is in the best interest of themselves. The number one mission is to save souls, Islam and Christianity. But as you can see, I met the pastor briefly that this sister is talking about, and I'm offended myself, and I'm not going to say that I'm shocked. I'm not going to say that I'm shocked, but I did not think that would be coming from her like that. I did not think from that pastor. But I'm not shocked. I'm not shocked because
folks just taking up space in the church.
yeah.
Air and space. Air and space. You just taking up air and space.
So air and space.
Church, you're not paying your tithes and offering. You're taking up air and space.
Hey, sister, is this church right within the inner city of Atlanta?
No.
Okay.
It's on the outskirts of the city of Atlanta.
Okay.
It's on the outskirts, but I'm just like, I've been a member a long time, and I never heard nobody going to hell for not paying tithes. I've been going to church since before I started going to that church, okay? I've been going to church since a little girl, since the 1970s, because my mom, we used to go to church. I remember her taking me to church. She got saved in the 1980s. She gave her life to Christ in the 1980s. But I started going to church in the 70s, though. She took me to church. I remember us going to a Catholic church one time. We went to a Roman Catholic church one time. So, and then she started going to another type of Christian church, but I'm just like, okay, I've never heard that before. Somebody going to hell for not paying their tithing and offering.
Me neither. I never heard of it.
But that's a new one. That's a new one.
Going to church that's supposed to have.
I've never heard that. Never.
Wow.
I've never heard anybody going to hell for not paying their tithing and offering. Never.
Oh man.
Never.
Yeah, it's crazy.
I mean, I've heard you going to hell for some others. I've heard you going to hell for some other stuff, but not paying your tithing and offering.
Yeah.
How about tricking people in the name of God? I bet you somebody ain't. She told her she going to hell for that. She really been mad.
I mean, that's
want to hear that.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
That's crazy. I mean, I ain't been to church. I see why I ain't been to church. I'm like, man. I mean, it's crazy. It's crazy.
I got a guy on here. He says he said this is a victim channel because I'm always talking about people and blaming these people for this, blaming people.
Blaming folks for what? What are you blaming? What are you blaming folks for?
The poor shouldn't be blamed. The poor should just be blaming themselves for their condition. They're the ones that put
really?
I don't know. Look, clearly these people don't know.
Let this dollar fall. Let this dollar fall tomorrow. Let this U.S. paper or worthless dollar fall tomorrow, and then he can come on social media and say that same crap.
Right.
You see where he at?
Yeah.
Wow.
And clearly he don't know what a victim is. Talk about this is a victim channel. Yes, this is a victim channel. The same way the court system is.
Yeah, because we are victims of white supremacy.
Right.
Yeah. We are victims and survivors of white supremacy and a system of racism. Yes. This is the victim channel. Since he want to talk shit about, we acting like victims, yeah, I'm a goddamn victim. Yes, I'm a victim of oppressive system called white supremacy. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Matter of fact,
and I'm also a survivor. I'm also a survivor of this system. Yeah.
But they don't never want dark-skinned people to be victims. But these Caucasian people are in court every day playing victim. They trying to send somebody to jail, or they trying to get some money, playing victim every day.
Yeah.
But when we speak up for ourselves and tell the world how we being victimized, oh, that y'all playing the victim card, blah, blah, blah. These folks play the victim cards every damn day. Get the hell out of here.
Yeah. Right.
Probably you don't know what a victim is. Get your dictionary out and study and do your research, get the information, and maybe you learn out what the hell a victim is.
Exactly. Right.
Folks but for some reason they like this channel. I'm glad that he's here. He won't leave. This is a troll, but I'm glad the troll is here. Call himself Inshallah. You know, some kind of god. You know, some kind of Arab wannabe. You know, Negro think he an Arab. You know, what the hell is up with that?
Hey, you ain't no damn Arab.
Hey, brother Taalik.
Yeah.
I just want to chime in with something.
Yeah, go ahead.
Listen, I was just talking to someone today here in the area where I stay at, right? And we were having a conversation about Europe, right? And we were having a conversation about the United Kingdom, which includes the country of England, right? Places like Scotland and Northern Ireland and all that, right? And he said that the way that things, when Britain was at the top of the world for 500 years, with vast majority of dominations of lands across the globe, including here in North America and places like Africa and Asia and whatnot, now all they limited to is still barely trying to hold on to that island they got, which is the United Kingdom. Now that's about to be lost in the sauce because they got this Trump-like idiot over there called Boris Johnson that's been elected as their new prime minister, which was recent, and that he is trying to come with the same type of BS that Trump is coming with over here in America, right? And he's going to try to tell the nations over there in the rest of Europe, among the European Union, what to do, and they're going to tell them to go kick rocks. And that's when Britain is going to no longer be the United Kingdom. It's just going to be England, because the rest of them other countries, especially like Northern Ireland, is going to detach themselves from her. Now, with that said, in our recent times, we know that England was a superpower at one time. Even in our lifetimes, they had vast Commonwealth nations all across the world. Now look at them. So America is not exempt. That's a good example to look at. We saw even before our time, we saw our parents or grandparents saw Germany fall to its knees. That was a world power. We talking about in the most recent times of our generations. You see what I'm saying? So America is not exempt.
Yes.
And this is what people keep on thinking. We are in a time and a crisis right now where we're heading in that direction. Don't people around the world losing more and more respect for America, especially because of this president you got in office? You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, it's like this. You want to keep thinking that America, the so-called beautiful, most opportunist land or whatever, and so-called free land or whatever, or the so-called free world is going to still keep existing forever? Well, keep on dreaming, because you're going to wake up one day, like I said, and find that dollar crashing completely. Because remember, when Nixon took the gold standard off that dollar, that was a wrap. Then. You know what I'm saying? So now, it's just paper. That's why you got countries like Russia and China trying to build an economic or monetary system around that, so nobody won't have to depend on the American dollar, even if it's split.
Exactly.
So, and they are still in the process of working on that as we speak right now. So my thing is this: why in the hell are you gonna blame poor people? There's more poor people hell than rich people in this country.
Yeah.
Exactly. We're the richest country in the world.
Exactly.
You got more homeless people in America than anywhere else in the world.
Exactly.
How's that happening? You got more people locked up, especially for bullshit, than anywhere else in the world.
Exactly. Exactly.
So I mean, you got 300 million some people in this country. You know what I'm saying? Let that dollar fall, like I said. Let the Federal Reserve Bank run out of they print out of them dollars, which is worthless paper, and see what happens.
Yeah.
We ain't saw nothing yet. We saw stuff happening like in Latin America, the Middle East, Africa, Asia. You got 300 million people over here. Having 300 million mad people, especially among them, which is a bunch of rich people who ain't paying their damn taxes and about to get their head, matter of fact, who will get their head cut off at the end of the day, for sharing a big responsibility in this situation because they ain't paying their damn taxes, and because people like Trump is giving them a pass on not paying their taxes. They ain't seen nothing yet, like I said.
Yeah.
So then, like I said, that same idiot that just came on there talking about the poor need to blame themselves, say that then when that go down. That's all I'm gonna say about that. Say that then when that go down. Cause you obviously don't know what type of country you living in for real.
They don't.
You stuck off in fairy tale land, spiritual, fairy taleism. The hell you talking about?
He don't.
Oh, for some reason he liked me though. He got to come here. Got to.
Right.
if Alquan wouldn't block, he'd probably be here too. But see, this guy here, he's trying to maintain, some composure. So I don't, otherwise I have to block him too, because nobody have time for all that really, all that nonsense. So the reason why I can speak about this, because I'm in a position now, I could be just like that guy. Why you get more education, you need to work another job, blah 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 blah. I'm speaking because I know tomorrow I could be in that position. I know tomorrow it could be, this dollar bill could crash. Matter of fact, we just had a sign of it in recent times. The people of Greece woke up one day and they couldn't get access to their bank accounts.
And in that country called, I think, Latvia, where they couldn't even go and withdraw money from the ATM machine.
Right. Yeah. And then they hold bank accounts depleted of funds. They can't even draw money from the ATM machine. But you got money in the bank, right? Come on. Yeah, right. In Greece, when they did release the money, they told you how much you can have.
Right.
When they did release you with the money.
And I don't think they recovered fully from that since then.
I don't think so. But that's a hell of a thing. I bet you one thing. I bet you a lot of those people stop putting their money in the bank and start putting it under their mattress or something, dig a hole in the backyard. They start putting their money in the banks. I bet you they did that.
Right. Exactly.
This money, this country is not as strong as many of these people think. They think this is going to be the way things going to be all the time. Things change.
Right.
Remember, there was people here living here for thousands of years. And the first cracker boat came. That was the beginning of the change of their reality forever.
Right.
And the same thing is going to happen right here. These people think this crap is going to go just on and on. You know, we're going to keep poisoning the air, keep poisoning the water, keep doing dirt to other people around the world. Oh, it's just going to go on and on. America's just going to have fun, and America's not going to never get hurt. They got a rude awakening coming.
Listen, man, much as I talk about going to other countries, man, just knowing the fact that I'll be traveling from America and people will be able to tell that I am from America will be a danger in itself.
It would be.
Especially if I don't understand the language that they speaking. You see what I'm saying? I could be right next to them, they smiling and everything and talking about killing me. Just based on that.
You're right.
That's reality.
Yeah.
For real.
Yeah.
It's not even safe to be an American traveling outside the United States. Look at what happened to them brothers and sisters and them other Americans that just came up mysteriously dead in the Dominican Republic. I mean, why all these people back to back just coming up dead?
Yeah.
What's wrong with that picture? I mean, you think the Dominican Republic is going to actually sit back and lose their tourism dollars because a bunch of Americans keep getting killed or coming up dead? Something ain't right with that.
Yeah.
It's just something ain't right about that situation. So I'm just saying, keep thinking that doo-doo don't stink. We're living in a serious situation right now. Where all of our lives is at stake in this whole scheme of things. And there's all no game. No, it's not.
That's all right. God gonna handle it, y'all. Allah, Yahweh, Yashara.
No.
Yashara.
No.
Thor, and Odin. All them guys gonna handle it.
Tahuti, Osiris. No, they not saving nobody. Look, they gone, what, thousands of years?
Loki. Spider-Man.
Still waiting on them. Right.
The Boondocks.
Right. Wow.
Woo, the Flash. Woo, these folks know they. I mean, we don't. Hey, look, brother, Universal Morris, Don Cornelius. we so into, you know, the majority of these folks are they into La La Land, these religions and this spirituality, and this one sister talk about keep an eye on Saturn. You know, what?
That sound like some flaky Nuwapi down New York teaching crap. Oh Lord. She say, oh Lord. Oh Lord. Yeah, they had a court right there in the same state you was in, a court or a land down there, what, 60 minutes south of Atlanta. Feds ran in and you know, did the do on them, you know?
Yeah.
When they arrested that cat for them molestation charges and all that. Yeah. And Osiris and Tahuti wasn't there to save them. I mean, crackers had all them in their face, pointed at sister and children's face. Wow. Yeah. I'm talking about the feds, all them other tribe area law enforcement agencies was all down there. I mean, you know.
Yeah, the Georgia BI.
Yeah, Georgia GBI. Yeah. Federal ATF.
The local sheriff.
Yeah. When the bureau wasn't trying to come save them. And that they say that nigga had $250,000 in his own personal possession.
He
when
getting
they
ready to
came
split.
down on him.
Yeah.
Yeah. So he wasn't thinking about the rest of them. He
No.
was thinking about his damn self.
That's
He
all.
still didn't make it out the country.
No.
Say they called, he had supposed to have a passport and $250,000 on him. Now he's sitting in the Supermax Federal Penitentiary further west of here out there in Florence, Colorado. Can't even look outside the cell.
Wow. Superman.
Got him underground. Yeah, underground. That's where they say they supposed to have this country's worst criminals at, like the terrorists and mafia mothers, all them type of people. Yeah. But he's supposed to be so much of a highly spiritual savior and all that. What you doing up in there locked up around them kind of people? was that holy or divine?
You know, Elijah Muhammad went to prison for 5 years. Allah didn't do nothing about it.
While his family was eating leftover bean soup every day.
Yeah.
Oh, my God. Yeah. Right. Exactly. So, you know, I mean, man, it's crazy.
I mean, I'm learning a lot. I mean, learning a lot of stories because I don't know these stories. I don't know these people like that, you know?
Yeah.
So I'm just learning from you guys, you know, because I didn't follow these people's lives and their stories and, you know, that religious stuff that they was into because I was into Christianity and, you know, and that was it, you know?
Mm-hmm.
I didn't really study too much other religions. You know, I just recently started really looking at other, you know, knowledge from other sources. You know, I recently just started really reading a lot, you know?
Mm-hmm.
You know, so, and that's in recent years. That's what I mean in recent years. I just started reading, you know, knowledge from other sources, you know, so, yeah.
Wow.
But, yeah.
Well, on that note, I think we talked enough. I'm ready to roll
And
out.
also, brother, send me the link to that video because I couldn't find your YouTube page. So where the video was live being recorded.
Oh, okay, yeah,
so,
I would do that
just
when it processed. Yeah.
Right.
So,
Right.
anybody have any closing remarks?
All I can say is, well, let the sister go.
Yeah.
Then I'll.
I really don't have anything else to say. I mean, I done said it all, what I need to say. I'm done. I done said it all, what I need to say. You know, so.
So the ball is in your court, Taalik.
Okay, well, it was great having you. The most honest, sincere people that I know right now in my life on this platform. And hey, we gonna keep on knocking these suckers out.
Yes, yes.
Truth.
Right,